Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RDA. This is your Manchester United vs Southampton match preview, predicted lineup, tactics, predictions overall, So if you do enjoy this, smash a like, subscribe if you're new. But gentlemen, United vs Southampton, we're on top of the log as it stands. It's only game week 1, but top of the log as it stands. We haven't seen the likes of Varane, Sancho, Donny, Matic, Martial, Rashford, Cavani. And we're off to a good start. Can we keep the start going? That's what I'll ask you boys. I'll ask you boys what you think about Southampton, because I feel like they've fallen off a cliff. But first of all, I must ask, how are you all doing? Another Premier League weekend is approaching us, better than ever.
I'm feeling good after the demolition of Leeds. League. Training videos been looking good. Week of trainings. Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what we can do inside.
Yeah, definitely just a lot of excitement to see what happens against Southampton now. I'm hoping they're not just going to be a bogey team. I'm hoping we're going to have close to that 9-0 repeat again. I'm just going to send it. That's all I'm hoping for.
I was trying to think if I could ever picture Southampton being a bogey team to us, and I can't really remember them getting a result over us.
Yeah.
I do always remember them scoring a set piece against us, though. That's a given. That is a given with Southampton and us. So
Pretty sure still lost that game though.
I can't remember. I don't know if we did lose that game, but I just remember what Prowse, doing what I said after the preview. Don't let it happen. We let it happen. However, Southampton is not the Southampton we remember. Yes, they still got Ward Prowse, so I will speak about that. Don't give them free kicks for the love of our lives. Please, don't give Ward Prowse a free kick in a dangerous position. He will score. He will score that free kick. However, we know that they are very good at set pieces. They have lost the key man, Vestergaard, an absolute unit at the back and a threat during set pieces, corners. Well, that's really about it. Maybe the long free kicks is also comes up for them, but he's a threat nonetheless. No Danny Ings, so they lost the goal scorer. They got Armstrong now, who did score. However, the way Southampton scored that goal, I don't know if any of you guys seen it. It was a defensive howler from Everton. That's the only reason they scored. Other than that, Southampton looked like they are in deep trouble. They lost one of their key defenders, so they're a bit shaky at the back. They lost their main goal scorer, so they're not going to get goals. And when you make something sound like that, it sounds like you're in a relegation battle for that. Your team can't score goals. You're defensively weak. This is a team to be had. So I fully expect United to go at them, full guns blazing, and get all 3 points. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, no. I think all teams work in cycles, but I think it's a bit more evident with Southampton. They can be really, really good at times, and then sometimes just look like, what's going on, Southampton? So Southampton are that team, and at the end of the day, Rob Hasenhüttl manages to get a decent position on the table, and it doesn't really matter because they don't really have more ambitions beyond that, to stay in the Premier League, be stable, and then one day maybe we'll push on. But I kind of feel like it's going to be an exit season because I just think they've lost Vestergaard, as you guys have said. They've lost Ings. Ings is injured a lot, but then still, from a mentality point of view, to lose your talent. And they lost 3-1, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they lost 3-1. Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like it's going down. I think they're going to have a difficult start, and I think, unlike in the past, I don't see Ralph pulling them out in the run line. I think the juice is going to run out this season. So, I think they're there for the taking, and I think we can smash these.
Okay, clear?
Yeah. Right now, Southampton are in such a terrible space. They ended the season so poorly last season as well. Just every team was taking points off them. They ended close to a relegation scrap towards the end of it, which I was very surprised by when I saw the end of the table, Because they started off so well. They were literally top of the league for
there was a point, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a point on this very channel, on this very show probably, where someone, not going to mention who, was like, we will take Ralph Hasenhüttl as Manchester United manager. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to say, that's all I'm going to say. And I said, I'd hold on for that one. I might not be Ollie's biggest fan, but I'll hold on for that one. And evidently,
I'd still do it.
It's just kind of shocked.
I rage off because the thing is, when they do play well, they play a football style that you'd want to see Manchester United.
Okay.
Play very high intensity. They close down the spaces. They move the ball pretty well. So I kind of feel like he could do what Klopp does at a bigger team. I think he has the potential. At Southampton, I kind of feel like he can only perform miracles for so long, and eventually you do need to get some backing to push the team forward, and they don't really do that.
Yeah, exactly. So I do think he would still succeed at a higher level job like United. I still would rather see him than Ali just going, Bruno Pogba, have fun. Go, go, go. It's much better. I'd much prefer what Ralph does for the squad. But yeah, I do think that just in a really big rut right now, and it looks like the magic's run out for him at the moment. So we'll have to see what he does. He's a fantastic man manager. He's come back from multiple 9-0s and gone wins afterwards. I don't know what you have to say about a manager. This man got smacked 9-0 twice and has gotten wins out of this team still.
I mean, some could say about
like genuinely, he's a man manager.
He has to get fired.
Yeah.
3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If it happens a third time, we have to ask questions of him. But at the same time, is that the team always bounces back. That's the issue.
Like, if you're a United man, you have to get smacked 9-0. That's curtains for you. It's curtains for you. But, anyways, that is Southampton. They are much weaker Southampton, Obviously, we're playing away. Our away record was flawless last season. It was absolutely flawless. However, there's a new thing with the away games, and it's something called fans. Support, chanting, getting on the opposition's back.
Shoni?
A fan is if you go in the dictionary, you go to a fan, it might say that thing behind. Oh, you can't see, but there's a fan behind it. It blows cold. Yeah, that's one fan. But anyway, jokes aside, yeah, the fans are back. And they will be on our back. So I don't know how I feel about our away record. Of course, it'll be nice to keep that away record and just mirror it at home, because then that's basically flawless. We win the league basically that easily. But I'm a bit concerned. I don't think we'll necessarily dub our away record against Southampton, but I do think along the lines of some point at the season, it will happen. And I did hear also that I think this is Southampton's first game at home, so it's going to be the first time their fans are back at their home ground, and they're going to be up for it. So how much do you guys think the fans will have a part to play in this game?
They'll play a part, but honestly, all due respect to Southampton, I don't see us not winning this game. That's a bit arrogant. I just think we're too much. Honestly, I think with the way Pogba played against Leeds, the way Bruno played against Leeds, get an ounce of that in attack. We have the creativity of Sancho coming in, and they just lost one of their best defenders. And they don't strike me as a Burnley who's going to put 10 men down. They'll never do that. They'll try to find back.
True.
So I just think at the end of the day, we're just going to have too much. Our defense, I have enough faith that they can put in a good show, even if it's a little bit. And yeah, with Pogba on the left wing, I think break them down. So I just don't give them any chance this game. Maybe that's arrogant.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, Southampton fans, if you're watching. Clearly I'm trying to give you something, but yeah, it's not working.
And just on the fans' point of view, I think we have a lot of players that just feed off the fans. I think our players love the boos, they love the cheers, they just go for it. Especially Bruno, Pogba. I would even say like Varun's probably going to be one of those players. Scott's definitely showed it.
Definitely
yep, exactly. And I think Mason's going to have something to prove in front of the away fans. Sancho's going to have something to prove if he makes an appearance. And yeah, I think Shaw could even step up his game a little bit more as well coming up. So I'm not too worried about this being an away fixture. I think there'll be enough.
Southampton's fan support will kind of flame.
You guys are ass supporters. Do better.
You're trying to say that the Southampton supporters will motivate the United players to prove a point and silence them early.
100%.
Okay. I mean, I would be the same. I can't lie. If I was playing away, that's exactly what I would do. I really don't mind playing away. Like even when we used to be in school, I used to love going away. Because that's like when you bash a team at their home, that's when you've arrived. You feel a bit extra. You feel like it gives you a big boost. So I do agree with that. So
I mean, I kind of feel like these guys are toothless. I feel like it's Ward Prowse so fast moment in time because
I don't think Adam Armstrong goes, okay? Because Adam Armstrong was a fantastic player during the championship. He had the highest expected goals. He had the highest shots on target, highest conversion rates. It was a really good season from him.
If he can do his championship numbers in the Premier League and he can be more fit than Danny Ings, then they wouldn't have really a problem, I think. But like I said,
I think they'll stay up
issue
with him.
was Westergaard,
Yeah.
So But other
Big
than that,
defensiveness.
Who's this? Is he a striker?
yeah, he's a striker. He's their new
Yes.
striker. He scored
He
against
scored.
Everton.
He scored
yeah.
in the debut.
But like that's what I said. So like I said, that goal he scored, it wasn't because Southampton created it. It was a gift.
Yeah.
It was a blatant gift.
And he put it away.
Yeah, so-
He buried that.
But he's quick. He can
He's
finish.
a good finisher.
Yeah, exactly. He's
Oh,
quick.
yeah,
He's
well,
gonna make it.
Yeah, if he's quick, they have a chance because we've got we've got Maguire and Lindelof.
Champions League.
Hey, we're gonna get the Champions League for us. Just. But yeah.
The classic duo thing, then yeah, maybe the pace might be a problem.
He's not that fast.
I don't think he's not like a James. Or
No, Lindelof
Sancho
should outrun
or
him, I think.
Rashford.
Yeah.
But he's quick.
Oh,
He's quicker than Danny Ings. Okay, let's put it that way. He's quicker than Danny Ings. We'll say that much. So, but anyways, I think we've spoken as much as we can about Southampton. Poor Southampton, poor Saints. If they do beat us or manage to get a result, oof, we are going to have egg on our faces this weekend. But that's what football's all about, you know. That's what they would want. They want us to get arrogant. They want us to just look past them, and then hopefully we slip up because of a lack of concentration. What I will say to the United players and the United team in general, do not take this as an easy 3 points. You know, play like as if you were playing Leeds again for the first time. Because we need 3 points. I said the first 15 points has to be 15 points for us if we're serious about the season. You know, don't slip up now. Lots of teams could slip up this weekend. Some already have in the last weekend. Let us not follow them, and let us just keep going. One game at a time, 3 points at a time. You know, as cliche as it sounds, we have to do that this season. Now, in terms of Manchester United, obviously we're on top of the league. We put 5 past Leeds. We got our new boys still not. They haven't even shown anything really to us. Our new boys, our new talismans, haven't even really had a chance to show what they are made of in terms of a Manchester United player. Is this the game where we see the likes of Rafael Varane and Jadon Sancho make their proper debuts?
Yes, for Sancho. No, for don't think Rams will start. I think Sancho. There's a shout that Sancho might not even start, but I think good choice. I'm gonna say him start. Sancho's gonna start. Varane's gonna be on the bench probably, maybe come on like late in the game. But yeah, I think Sancho will be a brilliant asset in the game, and I do think that Maguire and Lindelof can handle this game. As much as most people don't want to hear that, I think at the end of the day, we have 3 pretty good defenders. And at the end of the day, we're going to have to rotate them because we can't just rely on these 2 for every game, Maguire and Varane. So that's how I want to look.
Okay.
Weird enough, I'm kind of in the opposite. I have a weird feeling Varane's going to start, and I think Sancho's not going to be ready. I'm on the opposite. And I agree with you. I do think our defense is more than good enough. We're more than capable of handling Southampton with just Maguire and Lindelof. We should be fine with that. I have no issue with that if that has to happen. But I just think Varane has such a high fitness record. I think he'll be ready for the first game. He had some of the preseason with Madrid as well, didn't he? He played a game or 2.
He did training. He came back with us.
He's
went
had
straight
training
into
with us now.
That's why he didn't
Exactly,
play.
So do you think?
So I think
Do
you
you
could see him.
think Ola will feel like he's ready to play with Maguire as a partnership?
The thing is,
I think he has to
I
be
was gonna
ready
get
at
to
some
this.
point.
That's what I said. I was like,
Hmm.
I told Malo to this in the show we did earlier in the week. I said,
No.
if Oli doesn't play Varane now, when is he going to get the partnership running?
Because this is a potential relegation candidate. If you're not confident that your centre backs can start melding together against a potential relegation candidate, I don't think you're ever going to play them together.
Exactly.
That's kind of the
same
situation.
thing will happen this like last season.
Yeah.
If somehow Oli manages to snake his way in making Varane our bench option, I will personally kill him. I will personally kill
Exactly.
him, you know? Because there's no ways you sign one of the best defenders in the world and he sits on your bench. It's simply not going to happen. So, for me, Varane has to play. I think he has to play. But will Oli play him? That's another question. If you ask me, will Oli play Varane? I don't know. If you played in the if you played in the game behind closed doors, I would have said probably he will play.
Yeah.
But because he didn't play in that game and he just had a full training week with United, I don't know. I would
Still a
play him.
chance.
It's definitely, there's no doubt in my mind about playing Rafael Varane. In every single game from now on, he will play. If he's fit, he will play. I don't care.
Yeah.
I literally couldn't care who it was. He would play. So
I'm gonna bet that he won't play.
I
But ultimately,
I wouldn't say it's a guarantee because it's Oli.
Yeah.
But if it was any other manager, Varane was playing last week even.
Yeah, it's quite the same like when Klopp brought in Van Dijk. He played as soon as humanly possible. It wasn't the case of you're gonna mess around with this. This is the marquee
We're
signing
talking
right
about
here,
our
you know.
best defender. He's not even
Literally.
the worst. He's better than Maguire. He's better
One
than
of our
Lindelof.
best players.
So he has to
especially
play.
those two. The rest of Liverpool's defenders were shit. they were horrible. So here we have something decent going. So Ole might think about integrating it.
No.
Genuinely
I
no.
watched McLove last season. I want to die. I wanted to die. McFred and McLove is too much. It's too much. I can't handle it, okay? It's depression. That square is horrible. Is horrible. How many trophies did they win? How many trophies did they win last season? How many games were they at fault for us dropping stupid points? I'm not having it. Varane has to play this game. They could do it,
The thing
but they're just giving Oli an excuse. Every week we can be like, oh, they played well. Let's give them again.
Maguire and Ron can't play every game, So there has to be, we have to push an agenda in Ole's mind that it's all about rotation. It's not just 11 men, it's a team.
Yes,
And we have to
you
put
rotate
the
Lindelof.
agenda.
Don't rotate Varane.
Yes, but you
We're not
need to
rotating
rotate Lindelof right now.
You can rotate
don't need
Maguire
it,
and
not for this
Lindelof
game.
as much
also.
as you want. Don't rotate
That's the
Varane.
thing right now. Okay, not right now. It's not needed right now. The rotation isn't needed. You're having like one game a week for the next
No.
3-4
I'm trying to
weeks.
make-
No, I get your point. I'm just saying right now it is not needed. That argument's out the window right now. Varane needs to start playing now. He needs to get comfortable with Maguire now. He needs to get comfortable with Aaron now.
So we don't
He needs to get
slip up
comfortable in this team.
later.
In short.
Let the if the mistakes and things
Exactly.
are gonna happen now. Don't happen
Yes.
when we need them to perform.
Don't happen when we're in the quarterfinal of the Champions League and he's only played 3 games with us and now we suddenly rely on him because Lindelof's back's pulled.
Exactly.
Okay,
I don't want to be in that situation. Yeah.
I'm not really saying I agree with this point of view. I'm just in with you. And
Yeah.
how it would work is that Ole would maybe have him play next week after 2 weeks of training. That's the only point I'm making. Not that Varane is just not going to.
The only
Not
problem
saying-
is
Yeah, but the
I
thing
think
is,
the
it's
next
just when
game-
is it going to happen then?
the
Yeah.
next game is against Wolves as well, and some would say Wolves is probably even more threatening attacking wise than Southampton
Definitely.
at the moment. So would you want to chuck Varane against Wolves? I know it's Varane, so it's fine if you throw him in at any game.
France did circles around him when he's
Exactly.
on fit, so.
More comfortable. Where are we playing Wolves? Old Trafford, right?
No, we're playing away.
Really?
2 away fixtures.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. If it doesn't happen now,
Yeah, it's
I
not
am
Southampton,
concerned.
right?
Exactly. If it doesn't happen against Southampton, I'm concerned.
Look, I get both sides of the argument. And if it was like with Liverpool, where I don't know if a skeletal and then was. Yeah,
But I don't. I
playing-
might love Varane. But in my mind,
Yeah.
it makes no sense how someone and United fans can say play McLove instead of playing Varane and Maguire. What?
So that's the point.
Are you listening to yourself?
It's like, I won't be angry with either side because I don't think Lindelof and Maguire are that bad. I think
But
it's
then what you're
exaggerated.
saying is Varane.
Why we buy Varane?
What you're saying is they're on the same level of Varane. No.
No.
No, that's what it is. No, that's what it is. Because you're saying they're not bad. Varane deserves to chow a bench then. You're basically saying it's fine. Ollie, bench Varane. Oh, what? No. You play Varane. It's
I'm not
Raphael
saying-
Varane.
Varane will be on number one. He'll start most games, but not all of them. And that's not a big deal. It's not a big deal because Lindelof
Yeah,
is not
the
a
thing is, are we chucking him into the deep end and just hoping he's going to sink or swim? Or are we going to warm him up with easier fixtures? Because right now, this is warming up with easier fixtures so he can get used to the atmosphere. So it just doesn't make sense not to do it. Yeah.
I won't be angry if Ole didn't play. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. I won't be.
I will be fuming if Ollie doesn't play Varane. If Varane doesn't start against Southampton,
As bad as
it's
If Varane doesn't
minus
even
5.
come
It's minus
on.
5. I don't even care. It's minus 5 if I don't see
On
Varane.
front, at least come off the bench. At least come off the bench. He needs to make an appearance. He needs to start warming up his legs.
Exactly.
Really.
Exactly. But that's the other thing. Now we have to talk about, will Ollie bring on a centre back with enough time? Or you know what would happen?
Oh, it doesn't use
I'll
the
tell you
subs
what
anyway,
that's
so
what
he
I'm
might as
saying.
well use
That's
it
what
on
I'm
centre
saying.
back.
What I'll say is, Varane will come on for the last 5 minutes. Oh, we concede a goal.
Uh-huh.
That's it. We'll never see
Come on,
Varane.
guys, don't worry. I know Ole's bad, but I can tell you now. Ole,
No,
wait,
he's worse than bad.
he's going to play him. He's going to play him as his number one center, or maybe number two to Maguire. as our captain. But at the end of the day, Ole would be more happy that he has 3 defenders that he trusts, not one like Bayi who's going to be injured.
Yeah, definitely. But right now, it needs to start building the trust with Varane alone right now. Okay? That's just what needs to happen. Because if he is unfit,
Clay
you see
doesn't
him
even
starting
like
against Wolves.
Varane and he's saying play him.
Exactly.
So
I want to see if he's going to be more consistent than Lindelof. And right now, he's not going to be, because he's not going to get minutes. So, like, he's definitely going to have just as many mistakes. What's the point?
exactly. Then we
What is
just
the
cause
point of
more
50 million for
problems,
not paying him?
literally. So for me, it's a
Okay, can I ask a
must.
question? Can I ask a question? What's Lindelof's place at this club?
Bench option.
He should. With Varane and Maguire at any club in the world, there should not be a centre-back that really contests them.
If I was Ryan,
There's a
I'd pack
good
my bag.
two,
If I'm sitting at the
like
bench this
Van Dijk
weekend,
and
I'm packing my
Ramos,
bags,
that's
I'm
it.
leaving, literally.
Those are the only two that should ever be considered ahead
What
of
I'm
him.
trying to ask, do you guys want Ole to give Lindelof a handful of games, or
Yes.
do you want Lindelof to get?
Yes,
Yes.
he needs
Not the
ample
other way
rotation,
around.
definitely.
You don't sign
Yeah.
Varane to give him the handful of games.
No, that's definitely not going to be it. But what I don't want is that Varane comes, we do the same thing, or we never.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
again, Oli has the track record of not playing them every minute possible. Maguire had one of the most minutes in Europe in the first season, and even last season was pretty
He
close.
played Victor Lindelof with injury last season, so
Yeah, exactly. If Lindelof wasn't injured, he physically would have been there as well. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So, I think if
I
Varane
might
stays
be-
fit, he'll play every game.
Maybe I don't have much fact behind what I'm about to say,
Yeah.
but I think it's a trust thing. Don't think you trust Tanzwebe and Bayi. I think
Yeah.
it's going, obviously, not Lindelof, he's obviously going to
And it's a
trust.
stupid argument. I'm tired of hearing that bullshit from Oli that he just doesn't trust the players. I'm just tired of it. It's such a stupid argument. I get where you're coming from, but like it's so stupid.
I don't want
You
another
don't trust
Donny
the players. You're not
situation
gonna
to
play
happen.
him.
I don't want.
It's
Like,
literally-
why am I seeing James again? For what we said, whatever happens in Leeds, we're gonna allow it. It's Leeds, first game of the season.
First
I
game of the
understand Varane
season,
hasn't
allow.
been here for a full week of training. Sancho hasn't been a full week of training. After Leeds, I cut it. Now you start. You start with the project. You put out the team that's gonna win the
Yeah.
league.
Objectively speaking, I get it, because we kind of know as fans as well, which players are probably the best, because we watch them so much, we talk about them so much, we study them. But at the end of the day, as a manager, I feel like, mate, it's your head. You play that card and die on that sword.
Yeah, exactly. And you can keep on dying on that sword
But the
because
thing
it's
is,
bullshit.
he has died on that sword. Where has Maguire and Lindelof got him anyway? Nowhere. No.
And all you know what? And then at Varane, you push on.
Yeah, but that's the thing. We're giving you more time to excuses. I don't want. I'm tired of seeing
Let me-
Lindelof. It's done. I'm
let
tired.
me play
I'm
on.
moving on with my life.
What Ola will say to you, no, the problem hasn't been with Fred. It's just that we're lacking a little bit in attack with Sancho coming in. We're lacking a little bit in centre back with Varane coming in. And with those two, who push on to first. That'll be honest argument. You say, I've done nothing wrong. It's just a progress thing.
Yeah, exactly. But you need to start the progress now. Otherwise, it's never gonna happen.
Yes.
That's the thing. You have to start progress now. The second half of the season,
that's
it's
the
the
only
weaker
point, I know.
team. Because after Southampton, we're playing Wolves and Newcastle. And if we don't want to play them against Wolves because they're better than Southampton, and play them against Newcastle, that's 3 weeks of
But then it's
not
West Ham
playing.
right afterwards.
And then it's West Ham, literally. And then Villa, and then Everton, then Leicester, then Liverpool, Spurs.
There's not like
City.
a run that you can
Do you
just go,
see where
yeah,
I'm going?
run, chocolate.
That's what I'm saying.
He just
Varane,
needs
for
to
me,
play.
has to play now. You're never going to get
100%.
two easier fixtures. Because after like the first,
I get you.
the next 4, it's going down. It is going down.
And I guess at the end of the day, if he doesn't play, he'll probably quit.
Yeah. So for me, Varane is a must. Jadon Sancho, however, I'm also concerned about Clay.
Okay, so on that thing, if Varane isn't fit, is Ola excused?
No, Varane is fit. He's 100% fit. He's done a full week of
What if
training.
he's not?
He's done the medical.
Oh,
He is fit.
You don't know
He did some preseason with Madrid. Guys, this is not Vestergaard. It's not fucking Joe Gomez. It is Champions League, World Cup winning Rafael Varane. Was Pogba fit for Leeds? Was Pogba fit for Leeds? No. Did any of us say, let's play
Oh,
Paul
no.
Pogba? We all said,
Pogba
don't
was
play
fit.
Paul Pogba.
I'm hearing a lot of stories that apparently Pogba's very fit.
But no, but
Actually,
we watched
they're
him in the
saying-
preseason game. We all said, don't play Pogba in this game. while he played Paul
I'm
Pogba
hearing the defensive
because he's
view.
Paul Pogba.
If you want
And
to play that card,
he did
last
amazing.
season against Crystal Palace, Pogba wasn't fit, and we saw
Well,
what
the only thing I'm saying
it
here
was,
is
yeah.
you sound so
at the end of the day, it
idiotic
doesn't
saying
matter
you're not
if
going to play
Paul Pogba.
Varane.
Fitness plays an important part.
It sounds so idiotic saying you're not going to play Varane. That's my only point here. I don't care whether he's dead, he's half fit, you play Varane. It's like Paul Pogba. I don't care where you put him on the team. Paul Pogba is a player who has to play, you know? It's shocking. Why would we not play Varane? There's no legit reason. There's only half reason. Fitness. Oh wow, Varane is not fit. Well, when is he gonna get fit then? If he doesn't get match fit now, same argument. When is he gonna get fit? It's a whole another week where he just trains. He doesn't get a game under his belt, you know? He doesn't get full 90 minutes under his belt in the Premier League. So we're just delaying it. And then we play him against Wolves. Oh no, let's not play Varane. Because he's only had 2 weeks of training. He hasn't played a game yet. Maybe we bring him off the bench this time. You know, so I'm trying to avoid that now. Okay.
There you go.
I resume Moloto was running away from me, but it's fine, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
What was the last thing you guys heard me say?
Nothing.
I was just ranting about how Varane has
Yeah,
to
truly
play.
speaking.
Because that's what I was saying. The argument is, if Varane doesn't play this week, then he has to come off the bench against Wolves. Because then is 2 weeks of training with the first team really much different? I don't think so. I think playing a full Premier League game against a Championship striker is much better. You know, like Clay was saying during the pause there, a short pause. Raul Jimenez, is he not better than the Southampton striker? He is, and he's a smart striker. You know, Raul Jimenez before the injury was a great striker. We were even linked with him. You know, so this is an easier situation to ease Varane compared to the what's coming
Yes.
after.
Yeah, I hear you guys. Another point I'm making is that I don't think I understand both sides.
Well, let's see. I will. I mean, you don't have to, but I will slate Oli if I don't see Varane this weekend. I will slate him. It's like not playing Donny the whole time. It's already because this is Varane now. This is Varane, so I will slate him. Moving on to Jadon Sancho. Again, if you're not going to play Jadon Sancho now, when will you play Jadon Sancho? However, it's a bit easier Jadon Sancho to excuse it. Because in terms of wingers, you can bring them on to change the game, you know. You can do this. They can be chucked in most of the time, you know, because it's a whole different position. You don't have to build a partnership really with anyone. Because Aaron Wan-Bissaka's been alone at the whole right-hand side anyways, you know. So, it's a bit easier Jadon Sancho. However, he's one of our record signings. And again, if we don't throw him in against Southampton, same excuse for me. When will we play Jadon Sancho? You know, is 2 weeks of training really that much different? I don't think so. I said they had a full week now. They would have had a full week with United. Jadon Sancho played in that game behind closed doors against Burnley. There is one concern I have though. Because even in that game behind closed doors, Sancho was played left wing, which is my big concern. I don't know why.
What was the formation for that game?
Still 4-2-3-1.
Well, who played up front at Liverpool? So
Oh, it was Sancho.
it was Sancho.
I think it might have been Martial and Greenwood as well. So yeah.
Okay.
So
It's already going
Tony
back to the
Tony
Dizzy
Tony.
tactics. God.
That's why I don't understand, because I'm a bit concerned if Ollie's starting to think that Jadon Sancho is only a left winger, because that's troubles. That is troubles. And if Paul Pogba and Rashford,
He also played on the left when he came on, didn't he?
Yeah, he played on the left wing when he came on. Yeah.
Oh no.
That's why I'm concerned. That's why I'm concerned, because I don't know what Ollie's thinking. I don't know what's going through that head.
I listened to Ollie's post-match press conference. I think it was after, and one of the journalists was asking him about Mason Greenwood and him eventually becoming a striker. And Ollie's comment was interesting. He was like, "How do you know I wanted to be a striker?" You know, and I found it very interesting.
Oh, you could get out the cup now. I'll play you centre back, Ali.
And he went on to say that I have attackers who can play every position. So what he meant is that aren't going to be fixed positions. And he went on to say only Cavani is the one with the fixed position here. So I have a feeling that we probably are going to see a lot of Sancho on the left and Mason on the right over the next few weeks.
Which is a concern, though. Which is a concern, because when Rashford comes back, we all know how Ollie loves Rashford. And then if Pogba is in this form, and then you want Sancho as well on the left. What?
It's weird.
What?
I feel like it's two different points of view. Ollie seems like the kind of person who doesn't mind moving around a lot, as long as they're getting the goals. Another manager will say, just be stable, play the same thing, and you get the most out of it.
Oh, it's definitely fine. There's no
The
issue
only
with
issue
that.
is that every time I've seen Sancho at United, he's only on the left. I haven't seen him once.
That's a small
on the
sample
right.
size. Okay, we wait. We
It's
hope.
a small
we
sample
hope
size, exactly. That's why I have this team here in front of me. On my left,
Yeah.
not in front of me.
I kind of feel like there's going to be game plays when I want to play Pogba in the midfield. Have Sancho replace Rashford. Have Mason running
No,
in.
if you did that, I could understand it. Like if we had
Yeah,
Tony
definitely.
up front, Mason on
And
the right,
then
Sancho
play-
on the left, but Pogba was in midfield. I understand it.
The issue is Ollie has a reputation for being a stubborn little shit. Okay, and that's the issue right now. Because if Rashford comes back fully fit really soon, because he's recovering really well. Shuni said he was in training already, light training.
No, they're not in. No, he's not.
Yeah, it's a
in the
proper
car.
training. He
He's
started
doing-
light
yeah,
training. He
he's
started light
They're
training.
basically
He's
saying
recovering.
he's a
He's in
month
rehab.
before he's expected. That's how quickly he's recovering.
Yeah, he's recovering really, really quick. So say Rashford's back by October,
Recovering.
and yes, he's recovered. You know, he's done through recovery. He's done through rehab. Rashford's probably gonna be straight into the 11 as soon as he's declared fit again.
100%. Yes.
If Greenwood is scoring down that right, what happens to Sancho? Because I think Ollie's going to be stubborn and he's going to go Rashford, Greenwood, and move. I 100% think so.
I kind of see it maybe going Sancho go to the right, Rashford left. Maybe Mason to the middle.
That's what a
Maybe
normal person
sometimes.
would do. That's what a normal person would do. I'm talking Ollie here.
Guys, Cavani's not here. When Cavani's here, he's playing also. So there's two
Yeah,
nailed
no.
on.
I wasn't even
forwards
talking
there.
about striker. Because striker is Martial or Cavani. 100%. One or the other,
Honestly,
they're going to be good.
As much as he talks about, how it's Mason's time and all that, he probably is going to bench Mason a bit longer, which I don't completely agree with.
But he likes Mason as well. And if Mason's scoring, I really do think that's going to be an issue. If Mason's out of form, I will have no problem with it. I'll
We'll
100%.
be benching Sancho,
Okay, yeah.
which is the issue.
Yes. That is
I
the
don't think
issue.
he'll ever do. I don't see it. Honestly. And as much as I'm saying this, what Ole is saying, I don't agree with it. I really don't, because I feel like playing Sancho left, you're not fixing the problem. You're not fixing the problem. Our problem
Sancho
is
fixed the problem for. Yeah. Okay, so the thing about Sancho is on the left, he's more of literally a Rashford player. He's going to be cutting inside for
He'll get
goals.
goals
On the right
in
side, he's
the
more of a
left.
creator.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he's predominantly been throughout his career. So it does fix his system. It fixes Ollie's system like that. It's a simple fix. It's a straight
true, but
swap,
I feel like-
basically.
What he's doing is basically saying Rashford's out, so I need another Rashford.
Yes.
When one Rashford wasn't really enough last season, we need to be able to attack both on the left and the right, so we're not predictable.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
playing Pogba on the left and playing Sancho on the right, it's going to be an issue for teams. Like Burnley is a low block; it's not as effective anymore because we're just bombarding them from each side.
Yeah.
So that's the logical thing to do, but I don't think Ole's going to do it.
Ollie is an all-out attacking manager. There is no tactical inclination of how to actually steady an attack and build it efficiently. We've said this all season. The man wants to play 3 inside forwards and have Bruno just create everything. That's his goal. That's literally his goal. He thinks Bruno is Superman and he's going to get 30 assists a season.
Technically,
And Bruno has been.
He is Superman.
And Bruno has been. He's proved Ollie's theory correct for now. But when Bruno starts getting knocked out of games, which happens in the high-level games against the Chelseas, against the Cities, where we see Bruno give dead performances, we don't score goals unless it's from a mistake from the opposition, really.
Exactly.
So it's an issue. Ollie does need to fix that. I fully agree with you. We were saying this last season as well. That needs to be something we sort out.
But that's what I'm
But
worried.
right
because
now-
I'm worried because
Always left.
why are
Yeah.
we seeing Jadon Sancho on the left? That's my only question. Why? It makes no sense. We
Yep.
don't have a right winger. We don't. We have James. That's it. We have Mason, who's not really a right. He's an inside forward on the right. So
Yes, please strike it.
and the only issue is, like I said, with Paul Pogba playing, he doesn't want to put Pogba in midfield. Guys, I didn't even mention them because I don't want to waste time. They play. They play. McFred is gonna play. I've seen the light. There's no hope. He's not gonna change it.
But
It's
the
midfield.
issue is then, if we are playing Sancho, Greenwood, and Martial, does Pogba get into the squad?
That's the issue. That's because he has to. But I don't think I
Gets
don't know
in-
what Ollie's gonna do. And
But
that's
I'm in
what-
the midfield, literally.
For me, this is it. This is it. Pogba and Rashford are fighting for that left wing for me. And now if Sancho's there, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen.
I'm ready to see a Pogba Matic pivot again, and we're just gonna be like, what the hell? Left field.
Just have to predict Ole. He's not going to play Pogba midfield and change everything that worked against me.
You will watch him. Watch him. It's such an Ollie thing to do.
Well, if you think
Oh.
if you think back to when we play low blocks, he did like Matic and Pogba in the pivot. He did like that. So yeah,
We'll see.
I don't know what's gonna happen. There is no Cavani. I don't know what's going on with Cavani. Don't ask me questions about Cavani. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where he is. I don't
He's
know what
training.
He's doing. I don't know if he's alive. To be honest with you, he could be at home watching TV, watching Netflix. I don't know what's happening with Cavani. But when
Good
Cavani
question.
is here, he's playing. I can tell you that much.
Besides the back line, what team do you guys play?
This. Well, no, not McFred.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Not McFred, but this.
And you add Donny as to
Donny and Matic, both. Screw McFred. Both Matic and Donny.
That's the thing. I didn't think McFred played bad.
Yeah, but this is the thing. You know what you're doing? You are the reason Oz gonna be like, you see, no, they didn't play badly. We're gonna keep it going. And when they have a stinker, I'm gonna kill Ollie. I'm gonna swear you.
Okay, no, well, fair point. I guess Donny is the larger thing to do. But I honestly wouldn't change the front three from Leeds too much.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'd keep it like that. I'd just bring in Jadon Sancho because what does James do? Like honestly, what does he do? Nothing. So that's what I'm hoping for. Obviously, we have a small sample size, so I'm not gonna bash Ollie for only seeing Sancho in the left wing for now, you know. But it is a bit of a concern that I've only seen him left wing. I haven't seen anything where he was on the right. So, but hopefully this game, it makes the most logical sense to play this front three. Why wouldn't you play this front three? I am Martial's biggest fan. He is my number 9. But at the moment, if Greenwood's scoring goals, he's fitter than Tony. You know, Tony is always a player you can give 45 minutes if the job's done. Or you need him to change the game, you know, if Greenwood's not doing anything. So that's a good sub to make. So happy with Mason in the middle, with Tony being there, Cavani couldn't be asked. Right wing, for me, it has to be Sancho, because James is not Sancho. And Pogba, you can't drop Paul Pogba from left wing after he just got 4 assists, you know. And if you play Pogba on one wing and Sancho on one wing, the creativity problem is solved. It doesn't even need tactics anymore. We know Ollie's not the smartest. He's not the brightest crayon in the box, you know. But when you have those quality players on each wing, you don't have to worry about creativity. You then have Bruno, Pogba and Sancho to feed a player like Mason Greenwood. You're more than fine.
Like, I don't care what the Lindelof and Maguire do. The front four is going to outscore Southampton.
It will. It probably should, heads up, probably should, even with McFred and McLeod, it should outscore Southampton. But I would like a clean sheet, you know. I would like a clean sheet. I would like us to be defensively sound, you know. So yeah, boys. Do you guys think Sancho gonna play? Because he's the only one I'm skeptical about. I'm skeptical about both of them, but you know, don't get me wrong.
I'm a lot more skeptical about Sancho playing. I really am. I just don't see it.
So if the only thing is, if he doesn't play, is he gonna just copy the same front three as Leeds?
Yeah, probably. I would like to see the Pogba, Martial, Mason again, maybe. It's probably the best one that we can do right now.
Ooh.
So yeah, that's just the position we're in right now. I just think Sancho doesn't look that sharp. He wasn't far off of it, but I don't know how he's looking after the Burnley game because it was behind closed doors and wasn't streamed anywhere.
I believe he could have even played the full game, so I don't know.
Yeah, if I could have watched that game and give a better verdict on how Sancho looked, I maybe would be in Malota's camp and just go, yeah, he's going to be fit. But yeah, from what I've seen of him, he hasn't looked 100% yet. So, and again, like you said, I don't mind throwing an attacking player in later stages because again, that's their job. They're normally there to be the difference maker. When they come back from injury, they're used to getting 20 minutes, 45 minutes every now and then.
The foundation.
Exactly. They're not there to sit
Maguire
90 minutes every week.
That's what we built.
100%.
You know, we set the foundation. The foundation needs to be done already before the game.
Yeah.
What happened if?
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you.
If Varane isn't fit?
Well, I didn't just tell you about Varane's fitness.
Varane is
I want to ask a question.
Varane is
Okay,
fit.
but where's your evidence saying he's not fit?
I want to ask a hypothetical question. What's going to happen? Let's say Varane isn't fit, but Ollie plays him like you guys are suggesting. And he shocks.
You know
He's
what?
allowed to shock.
I don't care. That's the thing. I don't care. Like I couldn't care.
First 2 games, he's allowed to shock.
I
I'll start judging
have
again.
watched 2 seasons of this, not that one, the other backline, and I'm tired. I've had enough. They didn't get me nowhere. They got me depression and no trophies. They're the biggest choke artists I've ever seen. I'm putting Champions League Varane every day of the week, even if he concedes 10 and we win 11-10. He's playing at centre back. I'm not lying to you. So yeah, for me, it doesn't matter what happens. Varane
Gets 2 games max. I'll tell you straight. Then I'm going to start slating him.
Exactly. For me, he gets endless games because it's Varane. I'm never going to play anyone else over Varane. So, but yeah, so that's where I am. the front three, that's what I want. Sort of Martial to Mason, I couldn't mind, but I wouldn't throw Tony in yet. You know, I'd rather let Tony come off the bench, to be honest, because Mason's scoring, and when Mason's scoring is my sign, I don't mind that. The pivot, yeah, I would like to say Donny's good.
We're not talking about. We're moving on.
We're not going to talk about them really, unless
It's
anyone,
probably going to be
unless
with Brad.
anyone's got some other 60 vision to say, talk about this pivot.
I want to say Donny and Scott.
Donny and Scott. It doesn't sound nice.
That's the worst pivot on
Yeah,
paper. That is
I don't know who's
genuinely
gonna
our worst
defend
pivot
for
on
us.
paper.
I don't know who's gonna defend then, but you know,
Now
at
who's
least with
defend?
us, I know Fred
What
tries
defense?
to defend exactly.
Who's the defense? Donny be there taking Scott, making those runs, scoring them goals.
I don't want to ask
Don,
you
he's been making the
before,
runs too.
before we move on to the score predictions. Though. Would you all
Yeah.
play Paul Pogba on the left, even if like over even playing him in the pivot?
No.
So you'd still put Paul Pogba back into the pivot.
Yes, I still don't rate him on the left wing. I very much think he just put in good touches. That's all he did. I hate him on the wing. I think he offers nothing on the wing. And then he just gets 4 assists. Like I said on the match reaction, I wanted to slay Pogba, and then he got 4 assists. I thought he was dog
The only
shit,
thing I
and then he
can
gets
say
4
about Paul
assists.
Pogba
I hate it.
Is that when he's on the left wing compared to Rashford, I'm seeing a whole different team. You know, because Rashford is
Wow,
great
that's obvious though
creativity.
why that's happening.
I thought he started bad, but I thought he warmed up to it. And then he ended up it being a Pogba masterclass, So for me, this might sound insane, but not playing Pogba after 4 assists in that position, for me, is like playing Bruno DM in Southampton. Because you got a head team in that position. You got a head team in the more offensive position. I feel like you can't then change that. How?
What
It's
if
one game.
What if I told you that
Literally.
Pogba being in the pivot, put Sancho probably left wing, Martial in the middle, and Bruno on the right? Would
It
you
opens
switch
up the
then?
team so much better.
Thing is, I've been consistent with this opinion. I said in the Europa League final, why is Pogba not playing left wing? Because it's been working. So honestly, I'm in a position where I don't mind Pogba being the left wing for this final season and Rashford being on the bench. I'm not having it.
Yeah, I'm also having it. But Ali will not have that. So Rashford will play 100% when he's back. He could be half fit and he's going to play. So
Yeah.
that's the only issue. That's the only reason why I would use the same argument about if you're not going to use Varane now or Sancho now, when are you going to use it? That's the only argument I'd have for Paul Pogba and the pivot. Because when Rashford is back, what are
He's
you
gonna
going
go
to
back
do?
to pivot,
Exactly.
literally.
What are you going to do? And you might as well let Pogba get used to the pivot now rather than later when it's actually serious crunch time, you know?
Exactly.
So, whatever we start seeing now needs to be, the plan. It needs to be the good plan going forward. And that's my only
Yeah.
worry because Oli is stubborn. He doesn't change things. And when he does change things, it's at the worst possible time. So,
I don't want to drag the show on for too long, but has Pogba ever really worked in the Premier League at Manchester United?
Yes.
Like,
100% yes.
I've seen glimpses, but I just think defensively.
Man had a
he's
30 goal in this season, and you say you see glimpses of him in the pivot doing well.
You're talking about the season where Ole came in. Is that the season you're talking about? Because that season, Ole was playing Pogba in the 10. That's what Ole was playing Pogba. It was when Mourinho got
Pushing.
fired. It was Mourinho got fired after getting smacked by Liverpool. Then we put 5 past Cardiff. That was 5-1. Lingard scored. From that game, Pogba playing in the 10. And then the pivot was Matic and Herrera. So it was a more offensive Pogba. In the DM, it just never worked for me. Because defensively, he's always making mistakes.
I'm also in that.
Yes, defensively he's always making mistakes, 100%. I agree with you. But that is on Oli for putting him in there. Wherever he has a little bit of attacking freedom, we see a fantastic Paul Pogba. And on the left wing, I see just as much defensive issues. I've seen him give away penalties on that left wing spot when it's come down to it, okay? Pogba is more than inconsistent defensively. We understand that. He needs a free role. That's why we need to buy a DM so he can just hold and sit back. Because then Pogba can get a more free role. We've all been saying this because that's when Pogba is best, when he has an attacking role and as a 6. When he has the attacking 6, where he's just a deep line playmaker. He just makes things happen from behind. That's when Pogba is best. And yes, he has worked in the pivot before. He's worked in the pivot multiple times.
I don't know. I feel like we don't have the DM to him.
I think the question should be then: would Clay play
I think
Pogba
Then-
in Ollie's pivot? Like Ollie's not gonna say go do your thing. That's the thing. Now, would you rather have Paul Pogba on the left wing with no responsibilities, or have him in Ollie's responsibility pivot, where he has to be like a McFred? That's the
You can
only
chop
issue.
bench.
Exactly.
You can change our bench.
That's the thing. because Ollie's not going to do that. That's what I'm saying. There's no chance that
Yeah.
McFred's not going to play, and Pogba is going to be left wing for as long as it's possible to shoehorn him there. And when Rashford's back, you're going to see this team collapse. I'm telling you now, if Ollie doesn't set the standard now, this team is going to collapse
Yeah.
towards the middle or end of the season. When everyone is ready, because I don't know what he's
100%.
going to do. He's going to like lose his mind with the amount of options he could do, and he's going to try everything. Then, and just things are not going to work. Sometimes might work, and it's just going to keep flip and flopping and flip and flopping.
He needs to stick to his plan right now. If Pogba's going to be left wing for the season, I don't want to see Rashford back at left wing.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that. When he says.
Yeah, so I think
He has to make the
we'll
decision.
have this time will tell with all of this. You know,
100%.
we've only seen one game.
One game. Yeah.
But already it's going down.
History prevails, admittedly.
This is more like
We
our
know
first
these
game
ones.
of the season. This is like our actual first
Yeah.
game of the season. Last week's game was, you know, it was a write-off, as we like to say. Now, I believe whatever we see in the Southampton game could be what we see for a long time. You know, and what Ollie's going to do in this game, who knows? Who knows? We can just speak in it. But
Yeah.
I do believe McFred will play. I do believe Paul Pogba will play left wing because Ollie wouldn't like. It's a perfect excuse to play Pogba left wing and still have McFred there.
Yeah.
Varane can be questionable. Jadon Sancho can be questionable. But at the end, like I said, I still would play both of them. So, and if it doesn't, then I would get very concerned. I'd be quite worried actually if both of them don't play. So expect one at least. As for Donny, we pray for Donny as always. You know, every day we pray for him.
We're in our hearts, Danny.
Yeah, he's in our hearts. You know, he's one of our hearts for sure. But yeah, we move on. Does anyone else have anything to say about the team tomorrow? Because it could be anything. It genuinely could be anything.
Wait, aren't you playing Sunday?
Sorry, Sunday. Yes.
Sunday,
Yeah.
I think we've said what we can.
Yeah. We're at this point. We discussed everything about this.
We over discussed it. We basically covered every possible situation that could happen.
Love
Now, in terms of the score prediction, I think regardless of any team, I think the score prediction should be roughly the same. So
Yeah.
anyone want to go first? Because you know
I'm pick-
what happens when we're all confident. I know exactly what happens when we're all
Yeah, we're getting it smacked. I'm ready.
we are the biggest jinxes in the world. If we all
Yes.
three say a good result, it's over.
I think Ole mustn't change it. Mustn't change too much.
So it's
But yeah,
Leeds team, play them.
pretty much with Sancho.
Okay.
So that's what I want to see. And I think if we see that, we'll be fine. If we don't, questions. I think you don't know. It's the unknown. But if we see that, I just think Southampton's their food right now. I think defensively, they will trouble us. Midfield, maybe. Playing great. But offensively, if that front four is playing, I just see us running circles. Don't see them keeping up. I'm going to go for an outrageous 4-0.
Stats.
He's keeping with the goals. Keeping with it.
I've been playing away. I've been meaning to
Gotcha.
put our actual goals where we played, but yeah.
For me, it's the point where I do want to see the long-term vision. I want to see Adi try and put his best foot forward to kind of just show what we're going to do for the rest of the season now.
Even if
I
it's
wanna
at a
see
cost
him.
of a point or two.
Yes. Right now, it needs to be. I'd rather us cost a point now than cost a point later in the season when it's actually a lot more needed.
Okay.
So, yeah, as much as a good start's needed, I wouldn't mind being a bit slow and sloppy, considering what's around us has also been a bit slow and sloppy. So, yeah, I still do think no matter what we do, we could quite literally throw youth in this game, and we should still win this. I wouldn't be surprised. But, yeah, for me, it's a 2-0. I do think Southampton are there for the taking. I think this should be a win no matter what team we put out there. Whether Oli goes Leeds, whether he tries to show a bit of long-term vision. Whether he starts Cavani, even though he hasn't trained at all. I think we still win this game.
Just to keep it short. If he keeps Pogba left wing and Sancho right wing, and we put Cavani in, he's bagging. You know, without a
Yes.
doubt, he's bagging goals this season. But
I accept the 4-0 then, Walter, if we see that.
Yeah, if we see that, it's fun. It's fun on that.
That
that's-
front three, 4-0, take it. Come on.
It's literally crosses straight to his head. So.
I'm not having a slow start. Ole better win the first 12 games.
No, but fair, fair. You should.
Oh.
You better. I think regardless, we're at the point where it's like, whatever team we play, we know they can win. You know, it's just our team overall now is better. You know, we got good players. Some players are not going to play. It's just how it is. Whether it's a Rashford or Martial or
Yep.
even Greenwood, it's just that's it. But for me, when you mention people like Varane and Sancho, I really don't understand why they would be on the bench. Because those are our two new signings. They're arguably way better than what we had in those positions. So that's the only reason I'd say, what? Why? But anyways, in terms of the score prediction, if Varane plays, clean sheet. If Varane don't play, you can throw that clean sheet in the bin because we never keep clean sheets with Mikla. So, oh no, I wouldn't say never, but my fate is never. So I would say it's either gonna be. I think we'll score 3 goals, but I think the goals conceded will depend on Varane. So yeah, I think it should be a good win. And what I would hope is ideal situation. I think we can all say is if Varane plays, Sancho plays, and like all the other players, whoever plays, like it looks like a proper strong team, and they play well to what we think could happen if they get the chance, and they do win like a 3-0. It's happy days. We're all happy then, no? Varane clean sheet, Sancho gets a assist or 2. Happy days. We don't need to learn anything new about Victor Lindelof. We don't need to learn anything new about Jan James. But the longer we wait to see about Varane and Sancho, the more nervous we get as a fan base, So,
I think
let's just see. At the end of the day, United, don't do us dirty. Win the game. Bring home the 3 points. Whatever happens, we're still going to love you. You can play McFred, McLeod, Dan James. I will hate you on the day. But just like Leeds, if you pull 3 points, I'm going to be seeing you on top of the league, So, it is what it is. If you are new, do subscribe, to smash a like. It was a great show. I think this is our actual proper first game of the season, Everyone's been training, everything's there, everyone's there. So let's see what happens. And let's hope we get 3 points just as normal. And we'll check you all on Sunday afternoon. Yes, Sunday afternoon. We'll check you guys.